Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shadowed City Podcast. I am your host, Larry, and this is The Shadows Within. Got a few shows and a few announcements to go over. And stay tuned because I have been in talks with pro wrestlers and pro wrestling personnel for the next Breaking Kayfabe and even the next few Breaking Kayfabes. On whoever those may be, stay tuned for that. And of course, we'll get posters made and promoted out. Also, this Friday, IWA is going to put on a show. Got some big things coming for that. And I got a few shows to go over today. We're going to go over ASW, All-Star Pro, GPW, TXT's last pay-per-view, announcement for a few pay-per-views that are going to be coming up. So yeah, gonna be a fun time, ladies and gentlemen. And we are gonna start with ASW. The kickoff ASW is a 2 out of 3 no weapons. Jay Smoke versus Kazuma Kong, with Jay Smoke walking away victorious. Sicko versus Noah Butler, where Sicko walked away victorious. Fatal 4-way steel cage match between Chico, Psychosis X, the Ghost J Jin, and Jay Prince, where Chico walked away victorious. Welcome Grady, aka MG of IWA. Welcome, sir. Hope you are well. And in the main event, it was Noah Butler versus Big Swole, which ended in a no contest, is what I'm calling it. Hopefully we do get to see a rematch on that, and hopefully we can get a clear winner next time. And that was the main event. Also for ASW, ASW Noir presents When the Smoke Clears on May 27th. Stay tuned for that. Also for All-Star Pro Japan Season 4 Episode 8, Akane versus Crimson, with Akane walking out victorious. Rockstar Kali versus Kira, with Kira walking away victorious. Jaquil versus Frank Ortiz, with Jaquil walking away victorious. AJ Woods versus Kabuki Dragon, with AJ Woods walking away victorious. Number 1 contenders fatal 4-way. Buster Anderson versus Jay Smoke versus Larry Loco versus Adrian Danger, with Larry Loco walking away victorious. Sean Smith versus Shan Leon, with Shan Leon walking away victorious. Television Championship KD versus Bishop Blaze, with KD walking away victorious. What comment? That's literally the first comment that popped up on my end, Grady. I don't see any other comment from you. Sometimes Facebook is weird like that. I apologize. So maybe try resending your comment. That's the best I could say. I'm not ignoring any comment. That's all I see was the first comment that you said was, "Don't you ignore my comment." I just don't see what else you said. Sorry, brother. Sometimes Facebook's weird like that. Selena Blaze versus Madison Outlaw, with Madison Outlaw walking away victorious. AJ Albright versus Damian Briggs, with Damian Briggs walking away victorious. GPW HOH Showcase, the first show we're going to go over. Special guest referee Gang Mac between Bobo the Clown and Money Dog, with Bobo the Clown walking away victorious. Welcome Ileana Thorburn. Carnage versus Alexander the Judge, with Alexander the Judge walking away victorious. HOH United Kingdom Women's Championship Falls Count Anywhere. Countess Cyclone versus the champion Sweet Death. Countess Cyclone walking out the new champion. Mr. King of the Ring, the greatest champion, is in the building. Well said, sir. Well said. No Holds Barred, Turtle Harrington versus Outlaw, with Outlaw walking away victorious. Three-way elimination, Demon versus the Dog Rob Anderson versus the Savage John Rob, with Rob Anderson walking away victorious. Alpha versus Alexander, with Alpha walking away victorious. Shaquille versus Bobby Ball Tucker for the HOH United Kingdom Championship in the men's category. Extreme Rules, Shaquille walking out the champion. HOH 2 out of 3 Big T versus Big Lou, with Big Lou walking away victorious. GPW Triple Crown Championship Ironman, Michael Link McIntyre versus Jack Grades, with Jack Grades walking out victorious. GPW HOH Showcase, Reagan Anderson versus Jeannie Jaw versus DD Dollface, with Jeannie Jaw walking out victorious. Welcome the King of Chaos, Wes Grimm. Hope you are well. Britt Monet and Casey Skull versus Hoops and Baby Bone Crusher, with Hoops and Baby Bone Crusher walking away victorious. Three-way elimination, X versus the Chosen One versus Nightshade, with Chosen One walking away victorious. GPW Women's IC Championship, Tybe DeBaz versus Emma Frost, with Tybe DeBaz walking out victorious. Three-way elimination, Mikhail Kokina versus Big Oos versus Buster Anderson, with Buster Anderson walking away victorious. GPW Bruiserweight Championship HOH Cage co-defendant versus Logan Frost, with Logan Frost walking away victorious. GCW Intercontinental Championship Lil Devil versus Bobo the Clown, with Bobo the Clown walking away victorious. Three-way elimination, Frank Ortiz versus Ronan Gage versus Nexus, with Frank Ortiz walking away victorious. One championship in the One Rules, Ranger Rogue versus Muerte El Guapo, with Ranger Rogue walking away victorious. Gage Payton versus the Southern Psycho in the main event, with Gage Payton walking out victorious. For TXT, the target's been identified. Welcome Bloodstone. Extreme Rules Triple Threat, Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay versus Damian Briggs, with Swerve Strickland walking out victorious. 2 out of 3 Extreme Rules, Corey Bishop. By the way, this was a grudge match. Corey Bishop versus Judah Kane, with Judah Kane walking out victorious. Elimination Extreme Rules, Mad King and Dominic Davino versus Alu Wilson and Wallace, with Alu Wilson and Wallace walking out victorious. 8-way tag elimination brawl, Ventura Onyx and Obsidian Vex versus Rebel Payne and Valerie Payne versus BB Wade and Crystal CC Cooper versus Angel Death and Monica Hernandez, with Monica Hernandez and Angel Death walking away victorious. 8-way tag elimination brawl for the men's, Dimebag Dan and Todd Wilson versus Cold Steel and the Problem One versus JoJo and the Ghost J Jin versus Jackson Wright and Jay Prince, with Todd Wilson and Dimebag Dan walking out victorious. TXT Women's United States Championship 8-way elimination. All these women were mystery competitors. We did not know who it was going to be. Sandra Briggs, Dynamite Daisy, Jules Wigginton, Big Fran, Violet Death, Cyborg Jackie, Paragon J. Pierce, and Haley Ramone, where Big Fran walked out the champion. Welcome, Stephen Soup Pearson. I just went over your show for All-Star Pro. Keep up the good work, brother. Good stuff. TXT World Tag Team Championships, 2 out of 3 Extreme Rules, the Red Wolves, Big Lou and Shinjo versus the champions Joshua Shade and Christopher Shade, with the Red Wolves walking out the new champions. TXT Women's Heritage and Honor Championship, 2 out of 3 Emily Wright versus the champion Angel Bryant, with Emily Wright walking out the new champion. TXT United States Championship, 2 out of 3 Savage Vega versus the champion Jay Smoke, with Jay Smoke retaining. TXT Universal Championship 8-way ladder match, Buster Anderson versus the Savage John Robb versus Marcus Watts versus Lil Devil versus Grimlord versus Inkslinger versus Frank Ortiz versus David Pope, with Grimlord walking away victorious. TXT Undisputed Women's World Championship Extreme Rules, Artemis versus Haku versus Amaya Bryant versus the champion Nikita Sakamoto, with the new champion Artemis walking out victorious. TXT Undisputed World Championship 2 out of 3 Extreme Rules, Akoni versus the champion, the American Badass, John Wigginton, with Akoni walking out the new champion. IZW Bloodsport will be on May 26th. DSEW Dirty South Extreme Wrestling will present Shawshank Rebellion in the upcoming future, so stay tuned for that. Me and Lewis are going to do a brand card, seven matches each. So stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. But that's what I had to go over today at the moment. In the meantime, I do hope everybody has a great day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. Peace out.